Soldiers. See, there is a chartered accountant Amboj who is a practicing CA, and he has been appointed as a internal auditor of Textile Limited. He has conducted the verification of inventory at the year end, and he has handed over those reports to the statutory auditor of the company. Now, whether statutory auditor can rely upon such report is the question. So here, whether statutory auditor can rely upon the internal audit report of the internal auditor, what are the aspects to be considered by the statutory auditor? The standard what we apply here is SA610, using the work of the internal auditor in determining whether the work of the internal auditor can be used for the purpose of audit. So can I use the work of the internal auditor? Who will evaluate? It is the external auditor. External auditor is also known as the statutory auditor. See, auditor has got several names: auditor, external auditor, statutory auditor, principal auditor, independent auditor, engagement partner. They are all one and the same people. Remember that. Don't get confused. So what external auditor shall evaluate? He will first of all check the organizational status of the internal audit function. What is the organizational status of internal audit function? Does it support the objectivity of the internal auditor? That is the first thing. And you will also check the policies and procedure which supports the objectivity of the internal auditor. Means what? Internal auditor should be having an unbiased attitude. He should always have a unbiased attitude, and that is what is required. Actually, he should be a person of completely unbiased attitude. That's the thing actually here. Okay. What is the level of competence of the internal audit function? Even that also to be checked. That's the thing here. So what is the competence of the internal audit function? And that is another thing you need to examine. And whether internal audit function he applies systematic and disciplined approach, including the quality control. That's the thing here. So is he applying a systematic and disciplined approach, including the quality control? That also has to be checked. That's the thing here. So these are what you can say, the various aspects to be checked as far as the internal auditor is concerned. Okay. And further, so again I repeat, 4 things you should remember. One is the organizational status of the internal audit function. Means that what is the status? Does he have direct access to those charged with governance? Whether his recommendations are taken seriously? What is the policies and procedure which supports the objectivity of the internal auditor? Say example, you don't appoint a relative of the director as an internal auditor. Level of competence of internal audit function. Is he a CA? Is he a CMA? Is he a company secretary? Has he done certified internal auditor course? What is he actually? That you have to be very clear actually. And also you have to see that whether internal auditor is applying systematic and disciplined approach, including quality control. Means are they maintaining documentation? Are they planning the audit? Are they applying the suitable procedures? Are they getting evidence, drawing conclusions? So for it's very systematic approach. That's what they have to do. And also there are aspects to be considered by the external auditor where they should not use the work of the internal auditor. What is the situation where they must not be using the work of the internal auditor? Say for example, say internal audit function, it completely lacks the objectivity. So that's the thing actually. So again I repeat, the internal audit function, basically what happens, it lacks the objectivity. That is the first thing. And the internal audit function policies and procedure does not support the objectivity of the internal auditor. That's the thing here. Then internal audit function, it lacks sufficient competence. That's the thing here. An internal audit function, he does not apply systematic and disciplined approach, including the quality control. That's the thing, including the quality control, and that's the thing. So they fail to apply what you can say systematic and disciplined approach, including the quality control, and that's the thing actually. So that is what you need to highlight actually here. So what you need to understand here is that the area of coverage, the method of verification. Okay, so all these things to be checked as far as the internal auditor is concerned. That's the thing here. And review the report on physical verification, taking into consideration these factors. You have to consider all these aspects actually. So the external auditor will check the scope of verification done by the internal auditor. What is the area of coverage? What is the method of verification? and physical verification has been done. So he, as an external auditor, he can also do a test check of few items, whether these procedures are actually being performed. That's the thing here. If the statutory auditor or the external auditor is satisfied with the appropriateness of verification of the internal auditor, then he can always rely upon the report of the internal auditor. But suppose if he is not satisfied, then he choose not to rely upon the work of the internal auditor, because ultimately the final responsibility to express opinion on the financial statement is that of a external auditor or the statutory auditor. So it is their responsibility. Okay, fine. I'll see in the next video.